Hello everyone, today we have another video review and this time we will check fresh release from Ebbro. This one is molded in 120 scale because it's a Formula 1 model and that scale is quite typical for such kits. As you can see, it copies Team Lotus Type 91. That's a car which was used by Satoru Nakajima first F1 test, as you can see. So this model comes in this nice box. We have picture of the finished Formula 1 model on the box art. Here you can see comparison with my hand. On the side we have some short information about the real car and of course some contacts on the company, and here we have information in Japanese and some safety advices on model assembly. That's a top opening box, so we will open it and we will check what's inside. As you can see, it's full of different plastic sprues. So if you have a chance to check it before purchase, I would rather do it in order to avoid possible, let's say, broken parts. Because otherwise it might be possible that you will get broken off parts. Now I'm opening the first plastic sprue. It is packed together with plastic polycaps and small screws. Here you can see them. I think that's nothing, let's say, serious, so we won't check them closer. We will check this sprue instead because it is dedicated to engine parts, and as you can see, main block is molded as one piece element and you will have to add all those parts to it. And that's quite a nice detailing for out of the box element, and I think with careful painting you can get a really good result. Of course, nobody stops you from adding wiring to it. Then you will get even better appearance, even more realistic engine on your model. And I think there should be some aftermarket addition in form of PE parts, which will detail it even more. Next we have chrome parts. These ones copy different external elements as well as wheel rims. It's quite surprising that wheel rims come as a chrome parts, and I have no doubt here that professionals will strip those parts and repaint them again because they won't like this shiny finish and they won't consider it as a realistic looking. But of course it will be up to you which, let's say, way you choose. As for me, these parts look okay, and for out of the box build it should be more than enough. Then we have first black plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to external elements, of course. Here you can see the tail wing, also the nose parts. Everything is molded nicely. Attachment points are placed in well thought positions so that you won't damage some tender surfaces. And of course these attachment points should be easy to separate off the sprue. That's also quite an advantage because, as you know, Formula 1 models are a bit tricky to build due to their curved shapes. And here we have, let's say, solution to this, that all attachment points are placed in such places which won't be visible after installation. Here we have another black plastic sprue. This one features top segment of the Formula 1, so as you can see it is molded as a one-piece part. That's also quite surprising design, I would say, because some manufacturers do those elements as a separate pieces, but here we have it molded as a one piece. What should influence on the parts fitment, of course, because you just place one part instead of several panels, and of course it should be easier to do such task. Now I'm opening the small plastic bag. Why it is small? Because it is dedicated to vinyl tires, and there are two different sizes of vinyl tires. Here you can see them. I will zoom in so that you can see them closer. We have small seam in the middle, but that's not serious. On the sides we don't have any detailing, so it will be up to you if you want to detail it somehow. I think there should be decals included into this kit. We will check it a bit later in this video review. Now I'm opening next plastic bag, which is dedicated to different pipings as well as suspension elements on this car. And as you know, suspension on this car will be visible in assembled state, so it's worth investing some time in it and painting it carefully, and of course weathering it carefully as well. So here you can see these parts. I'll flip it over, and here are all necessary pipings, exhausts. Here we have some suspension elements. Everything is molded nicely despite their really thin, let's say, shape. Still it is good looking detailing of the Formula 1 kit. Next we have another plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to large panels. I guess these will be the bottom ones. Now I am opening them and we'll take a closer look. Actually, I heard that Ebbro Formula 1 kits are really easy to assemble because their parts division is well thought, and therefore you won't have to, let's say, waste your time trying to align separate panels, but it will be up to you, I mean, how you assemble this model. Here we have some more parts for engine. That's a bottom plate, of course, some side parts for the body, and everything is molded nicely. Again, thin attachment points. Of course, there is no flash or any other possible molding damage, so it's just the matter of separating parts of the frame, placing them into the necessary spots, and you are good to go. Next we have last black plastic sprue. This one is dedicated again to internal and external elements. Here, for example, we have driver's seat. Also we have some monocoque parts which should be placed inside under the Formula 1 body. Also here we have gearbox, some frame parts, and that's another nice feature of the Ebbro kits because they feature internal structure. That's not replicated in other Formula 1 kits. So here you have a chance to build a, let's say, naked version of the Formula 1 without all fairings on the monocoque, and it will be up to you which version you will choose. As far as the saw, it is promoted as a feature by the manufacturer itself, so you can invest time in weathering and painting monocoque and get really unusual Formula 1 kit. And I see decals for the internal elements, so let's say there is some encouragement to build nice internals as well. Here we have gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to brakes, for example. Here some external elements for the frame, pipings. Also here we have the dashboard, let's say, radiator is here. Everything again looks nicely, and I think it won't be a problem to paint them and place into the right spots. Next we have chrome stickers, and I'm a bit, let's say, confused because I don't know where the stickers will be placed, but here they are. These are typical chrome stickers, and here we have small ones. I guess these ones will be used for rivets on the subframe. Next we have small plastic bag with decals sheet. Just give me a second to open it. Actually there are two decal sheets. There is no mention on them where they were printed, but printing quality is really good. I mean, there are no complaints on possible problems with them. So here we have the first one, that's the small one. And then we have bigger, which is dedicated to different decals for external and internal detailing. And note that we even have the decals for belts, which is not that usual in Formula 1 kits, especially out of the box. But of course professionals will replace it with PE parts instead of those decals. And last but not the least is this assembly manual. Of course here we have short history note, then parts map. Note that some parts won't be used in this kit, that's quite surprising. And the assembly process starts with engine. Here we have one and only marking, which is printed in black and white, but I guess it won't be difficult to guess what you have to do. Note that manufacturer proposes to install the wiring for ignition, and there is also a scheme how it should be connected to cylinders, so it will be up to you if you want to add this feature on your car. And in total you have to perform 15 steps. That's quite a typical number for Ebbro, but as you can see, the last step involves cooling and wheels, and then you're done. So that's all for this video review. As you can see, we have another nice Formula 1 kit from Ebbro. Detailed photos and text in English and Russian should be available here in the video description below. There is a link, so click it and read review article. If you want to help us shoot more video reviews like this, press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course you can also contribute. There is a contribute button on our website, so just press it and send us some money. Of course, I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye!